Hey guys, Anthony here with WeBackTesla. And we back Tesla because if Tesla fails, the acceleration to a sustainable future fails, and we can't have that. So please consider subscribing, become a part of the solution. When you make the awesome decision of purchasing your Tesla, you can use our referral link down below, get you free supercharging. But that's enough of that because today is Friday. You guys want to sing? It's Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
It's Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
No? You don't know that song?
I do.
Partying, partying.
Partying, partying.
And today we're going on a quick trip up to Denver. And I wanted to bring you guys along and show you guys what it's actually like to drive an electric car, specifically our Tesla Standard Range Plus. How I gauge if I can make it or not, because it is a little bit different than driving a gas car, but you also don't need to just like go to a better route planner and plan out every trip, like going to the grocery store or just even going shortly out of town, which is kind of what we're doing. And I want to show you guys some tips of how I do that, and hopefully it can help you guys out. We're going up there to spend some time with Jess's brother. It's his birthday this week, so we're gonna do that, and then maybe if we have time, we're gonna try to stop by the Tesla store up there because they have the new Beach Buggy 2 racing game on demo there, and I don't have the software update, so hopefully I can take the girls and mom when she gets back in here from the post office. Hopefully we get to go screw around with that, but if we don't, there's plenty of other people I've seen already kind of demo that game, but I just want to go check it out too. So as I said before, we're going up to Denver, which is a trip that I'm really familiar with. So when you drive a car, you know your area, you know how far it is and how long it usually takes. So this is my way of doing this without like going to a better route planner or even navigating on here. I'm not going to worry about this until the end of the trip, so I'll show you guys that. But I know I'm going to make it because I know it's about a 50-mile trip or about 80 kilometers. And the trick I use is I know I can comfortably get about 2 miles per percentage point on my battery. So that means if I have 50% battery, I know I can make it about 100 miles. For kilometers, about 3 kilometers per percentage point. And with kilometers, it's really like 3.2, but 3 for simplicity's sake. If I have 50% battery, I know I can make it 150 kilometers comfortably. So I really don't think about it much. I just kind of, in my head, know, okay, where are we going? How far is it? And look at my battery, and I can easily tell, okay, we'll make it there. No problem. The other thing is, up where we're going, I know there's a supercharger in the area, so I'm not going to worry about figuring out if I need to charge before I come home until we actually are going to come home. Here, so I'm gonna go ahead and reset this, and we'll just get the stats for this trip real quick. So, alright, so we're gonna get going. I'm not gonna worry about figuring out if we need to charge until we decide to come back, because I know I can comfortably get there and putt around and do what we're gonna do. So I'll show you that process.
We just wanted to hop on here and say thank you for all the support that we've gotten on our last few videos, especially the tire video and then our last range test that Anthony did. We just really appreciate the positive feedback that you guys have been giving us, and our channel's growing, and we just really appreciate you guys. And I think we're going to do something special coming up for our 1,000 subscribers.
We're gonna try.
We're gonna try. So thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Gonna say thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, just thank you guys so much for your support. It really means a lot to us. Thank you.
Alright guys, so we're done doing our birthday shenanigans with Jess's brother, and we didn't get a chance to go to the Tesla store to do driving, or do the new, what's it called?
A driving game.
Yeah, do the new Beach Buggy driving game, but we did play Mario Kart, so in the same spirit. I'm sure you guys have already seen a bunch of videos on that. game anyway, so hopefully we get the software update soon and we get to try it out. But yeah, so on this trip I didn't do any navigation. I didn't look at any mapping software to try to make sure I could make it here. Just having experience with the car and doing my little trick that I had talked about earlier, I don't really need to do that. I can just drive the car like I would drive a normal car. So I'm gonna show you real quick. We're gonna head home, and I know that we're gonna make it, and I'll show you exactly why. All right, so as you can see, we've gone about 70 miles. We drove about 20 miles, putting around here for all the birthday stuff. And I know we've got about 50 miles to get back home. And as I said before, at 50% battery, I know that I can get 100 miles. I know that I can travel 2 miles for every percentage point. So I know I've got more than 100 miles of range. So 50 miles, no problem. I don't even have to map it to go home. And for kilometers, it's about 3. So I know that I can make it over 150 kilometers to get home, and I only need to go about 80. So just to prove that I'm gonna make it home real quick, and it'll show me I should have about 29% battery when I get back. So we made it back home. That was a long evening, but it was a great trip. We got to hang out with Jess's brother. We didn't make it to the Tesla store to try out the beach buggy game, but we did play some Mario Kart with the girls' aunt and uncle. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to be getting the software update hopefully soon. Isn't that crazy that just like I'm going to be getting a software update to have a sick game put onto my car just for no apparent reason, but just to make the car experience more enjoyable. I couldn't say that 2 months ago with my other car. This car's just nuts. Getting off topic. So before I go over the stats for this quick trip, just for those who are curious, I do want to go over 2 things real quick. One of them being why I choose to use the battery percentage versus the miles or the kilometers when it comes to the battery display. So like as you guys can see, I have the battery percentage, 27% battery. And I didn't always have it that way. When I first got the car, I had it show the miles. And I kept going back and forth. I couldn't decide, and it was driving me nuts because I'm a very indecisive person when it comes to stupid stuff like that. I decided I got to commit for at least a week on one of them, so I committed to the percentage, and I can't go back to the miles now. And now that I've just got this system of doing 2 miles per percentage point or 3 kilometers per percentage point, that little trick just makes it so easy to just know how far I can get with my current percentage of charge. I kind of ignore it now. I glance at it, I know where I'm going, I know I got plenty of charge, and I just don't think about it. So that's my reasoning for using the percentage versus the miles or kilometers for that. The other thing I want to talk about is Tesla navigation. As you guys will see, my trip today, as well as with all my other trips and all my other range videos, Tesla navigation has been on point as far as predicting how much charge I'm going to have when I get to where I'm trying to get to. It hasn't let me down so far. I have played with a better route planner as you guys seen. I've demonstrated that a little bit. And don't get me wrong, that's a great site, but I just Tesla Nav just does the trick. There's really no reason besides just pre-planning, seeing what kind of trips I want to take this summer to use a better route planner. But to get from one stop to the next, Tesla Nav just, so far it's kicked butt. So if you're worried about that and worried about range anxiety and about getting to where you're getting to, Tesla navigation makes that worry go away, in my opinion and in my experience. So let me show you guys this trip real quick. So as you guys can see, we are at 27. Actually, it was 28%. I've been rambling in the car. But Tesla navigation, before we left to come back home from our little day trip, it told us we'd get here with 29%. So within a percentage point, I couldn't be happier with Tesla navigation, like I said. But as far as my efficiency, I've got 231 watt hours per mile on this trip. And as you guys saw in some of the footage, the weather sucked. It was raining, there was a little bit of hail. It wasn't great. And there was another variable in this trip that I haven't touched on. I've got plans for it. If you guys can guess what that is, leave in the comments below. I'll be making a video on it here soon. But here is the kilometers. So I got 144 watt hours per kilometer on this trip, about 200 kilometers traveled. So yeah, and the temperature was relatively warm. While we were going, I think it was around 70 degrees or whatever Celsius is. I'm gonna guess 25. I can't do that conversion in my head. So that was just the stats real quick on this little trip. Kind of an informal trip. So the main point of this video was to show you guys what my personal experience is as far as driving one of these cars, being an EV owner. I don't always plan out my trips. I don't have to go like figure out I'm going to get to this point, to this point, to this point, and then do I have enough charge? Do I need to figure out where charges are? It's not like that. I drive this car almost just like I would a gas car. There's just some differences you just get used to. And then some tips and some tricks that you just learn along the way, like the 2 miles per percentage point or 3 kilometers per percentage point that I mentioned earlier. That coupled with just your knowledge of where you live and the towns around you, it just becomes as easy as driving a gas car, and almost easier in some ways. Just like getting home and plugging your car in just like you do your cell phone and waking up with a full charge, not having to go to a gas station. There's things that just become easier, and then there's other things that just become different. Hopefully that makes some sense. But like I said, I didn't plan this trip out. I can just get in the car, see my charge, and just go. And then when I'm done, I can punch into Tesla Nav. I want to go home. If it tells me I'm going to make it, I can be pretty confident I'm going to make it. And if it tells me I need a charge, I know I got to go charge for about 10 minutes and then I can get home. But that's enough of me rambling. I hope this video was helpful. I hope all my videos are helpful. I'm trying to get better. I appreciate your guys' feedback, and seriously, the support that you guys have been showing, especially with my last video with the tire, like Jess had said earlier, we really appreciate the constructive feedback for that video. And if you guys are subscribed, thank you. If you're not, please consider it. If you guys drive an EV, thank you. Seriously, thank you. And if you don't, seriously consider it, because these cars are fantastic. They're necessary for the future, and even if you don't believe any of the climate change stuff, they're a level above any gas car you can get into. Just drive one, keep watching videos, do whatever you have to do just to experience it, because once you do, you won't want to go back. I'm done rambling. Thank you again. I'll see you guys in the next one.